Hi guys, back again with me. My name is Desper and I will do my segment which is to make presentation video by answering question given by Mr. Ranga. He is teaching listening comprehension. So I will start from page 2. Part 1. Answer the question from the audio. Number 1. What transformation did the prince undergo after his death and what did this allow him to realize? My answer: after his death, the prince was transformed into a statue and placed on a tall column high above the city. This placement allowed him to realize the mystery and outlines of his city. Number 2. Why did the swallow initially decide to stay behind in the city instead of migrating to Egypt? The swallow initially stayed behind in the city because he was in love with a beautiful reed. He was attracted by her slender waist and spent the entire summer courting her by playing around her. Number 3. What was the first act of charity the happy prince asked the swallow to perform? The first act of charity the Happy Prince had asked the swallow to perform was to take the large ruby from his sword hilt and carry it to poor seamstress. Number 4. Thus the relationship between the happy prince and the swallow developed throughout the story. The relationship develops from a transactional request to profound bond of love and sacrifice. Number 5. Why does the swallow agree to stay one night with the prince? And what change in his emotions accompanies that decision? The swallow agrees to stay one night because the happy prince looked so sad that the swallow was sorry for him. Let's start part 2 again. Number 6. Why is the swallows over the bring jewels back next spring significant in the moral structure of the story? The swallows over is significant because it highlights stories called moral lessons. Number 7. How does the happy prince blindness deepen the story's theme of inner vision? The prince's blindness deepens the theme of inner vision by symbolizing the triumph of spiritual sight over physical sight. Number 8. When the town concluded compares the happy prince to a weathercock, what does he mean and what is ironic about his statement? When the town concluded compares the prince to a weathercock, he means that the statue is beautiful and decorative, but ultimately useless. Number 9. What is the significance of God's final judgment at the end of the story? God's final judgment is the story's ultimate validation of selfless love and sacrifice. Number 10. Retell the story using your own words. The story is about a gilded statue of a prince, once happy and ignorant of the world's pain, who is placed high above a city after his death. From his perch, he sees all the poverty and suffering, and his heart grew made of late breaks for his people. So I will read part 2. is fulfill the missing part from the audio. Hmm. Let's start. I've lived in many different countries, both in Western Europe, Middle East, and now I live in Hong Kong. And during all of that time, I've learned 5 or 6 different languages to one degree or another. I love learning language. Not only are they important when you move to a country, I just find them fascinating. Before I come to Hong Kong, I lived in Barcelona, Spain for 10 years, and I want to first arrive. It must important be able to communicate with people locally. I don't attend classes. Don't think I'm particularly good in classes. I prefer to learn by just talking to people, finding out what I need to say, by looking at dictionaries and listening carefully. Other things that helped me when I first moved to Spain were watching the typical kind program you see every day on channels around the world. For example, the weather. This is great because I always say the same thing. You can read it quickly, hear the same word, read it again and again, and the pictures help of course. Other types of program that help me learn Spanish quickly were these things like game shows where the same thing happens. They are have a catch, pray with a slogan, and they repeat continuously when the contesting win or when they are called to compete. Let's continue part 2. As well as that, I used to pick up the Spanish newspaper. First of all, I just accepted there was no way I was trying to understand anything by I know 2 words, but gradually I found that I learned lots of new things about this. I was interesting because I want to know in the country I live in, but also knew that I could learn a lot of language this way. So I take it dictionary with me sometimes, or I notice a word and I ask the people what I say that mean. Anyway, by find the best practice I ever had was just talking to people in the street or in hot shops where I rehearse in my head what I want to decide before I went in. Usually I made a right message first to do, but I had to do mean embarrassment. It's quite funny really, and people are very sympathetic and supporting in most cases. It took me a long time to develop a good level of Spanish. I lived it for 10 years and I think I'm very fluent now, but I think for the first 2 years after that it was quite a struggle. To hold a decent conversation, there were always lots of words and expressions that I didn't pick up on. Indeed, it cooler with a local expression, idioms, that kind of things that people use is everyday talk, but you don't necessarily see written down. I didn't find those or easy to learn though, but it was a lot of fun and people, as I said, really supporting when they know you genuinely interested in learning their language. So that's all from me. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.